play the way they usually play because they are possession based. They use possession for every single thing, whether to defend, to attack, to create chances, to just keep the ball. They use that. They play to their strengths. But France were terrible at playing to their strengths.
Which was what?
Which was actually using the speed and the counter. That
If you don't have the ball, if the space is not created for you,
well,
I think the one time we saw that was Dembele hitting a quick pass to Mbappe, and they smothered him. There were like 3 Spanish players and quickly closed him down. I didn't see that happen
But let me make this point. France were terrible at the moment they get the ball. Usually when France get the ball, right, they're very efficient. The efficiency is at an all-time high level. But they were misplacing even basic passes throughout the game. It was unlike them. It's not something we've seen throughout the tournament. They were misplacing basic passes. Would you
look? I mean, I hear people say France was poor and Spain was just Spain. But in the fine details, we need to look at the recovery time.
Spain's recovery
is the best actually at the tournament.
Yes, it is the best.
Look, when they lose the ball, they recover it quickest.
Yes,
at this tournament,
and it's the best.
And so that as well must be factored into why the French will have the ball and they cannot do what they want to do, because immediately you have the ball, 3 players are ganging up on you. They are trying to take the ball off you and to start the process all over again. You saw the goal, the second goal. They passed from the back all the way to...
France have individual qualities to actually break that. Like Michael Olise, who was basically off color. On a normal day, that's what they matter. You understand? On a normal day, Kylian Mbappe running at a defense would be scary to any particular opposition. But all of them are actually off color. And that is why I'm making the point that even basic passes that France should have been making during the game, they were failing to make it. When there's an available option, someone misplaces the pass, and it becomes a whole stressful sequence where now Spain can easily recover the ball. They did not, and that's why basically Kylian Mbappe said Spain played the way that they are set up to play, but France did not play the way that they usually play, because on a normal day they don't misplace passes like that. From the France I've seen, the passes, they were absolutely shambolic on that front, and they could have done much better. I feel the game had everything to be a cracker.
It was a cracker, unless you disagree. It wasn't.
It was a cracker. It was a cracker in the sense of Spain actually dominating and doing whatever they like. A whole France with that front 4 played 0 shots on target in the first half. 0. Absolutely 0 shots on target. So Spain actually really dominated. So in the sense of, in your words of a cracker, Spain dominated. The cracker I expected was France to put up
pound for pound, goal for goal, and then the goals keep coming and all of that.
A much better fight, but they did not. They were terrible. In fact, when they got to, you remember the World Cup final, right? 2022. There was still hope that France would be able to equalize us at 80th minute.
What that revealed.
But in this game, even us at the 75th minute, I was saying in the studio that France have no chance because of the way they were playing from first minute.
In fact, in the 2022 World Cup, it was the same thing, but for that Otamendi penalty, which gave them a lifeline, which got them to equalize, Argentina had dominated them the entirety of the game. Until Otamendi conceded a penalty which gave them a lease of life, and they didn't have the chance yesterday.
France didn't look as bad in that World Cup final as compared to yesterday.
Well,
they didn't look as bad.
I say on hindsight you can say that, because in that
yesterday
final
they were actually bad.
In that final
they were actually really bad.
Because the opponent made them look bad.
The opponents were really great.
Yeah, that's the.
But France had enough quality to actually make it a game. They did not. That's what shocked me. They have the quality to actually make it make it the better game that we expected. So now maybe the real cracker will be England versus Argentina later today.
I mean, but still on Spain though, they win the World Cup. I mean, looking at the possible opposition they could come up against, it's going to be England or it's going to be Argentina.
If Argentina wins against England, they are winning the World Cup. If it's England who wins against Argentina, Spain is winning the World Cup.
Interesting perspective.
Yes.
Let's get into that game today as well. Promises to be mouth-watering. England obviously looks the better side in terms of
on paper, eh?
Yeah, Argentina, because of the struggles, a lot of people are saying they've struggled too much all throughout their knockout phases. Don't see how they're able to nick it and see this through. What are your expectations on the game?
Marina, I said a few days ago that Argentina being dragged to extra time a couple of times already would pay cash in the sense that
it will take a toll on them.
It will take a toll on them physically, especially, and somewhat mentally. But the other side to it is that they are battle tested in extra time if it gets there. And on both occasions, they finished the game at extra time. They had enough to power them through. Sometimes it was messy, sometimes it was not, but they still powered through. And that is something that England should be wary of. I feel England have no business dragging the game to extra time, because if they do, they are in trouble. They would have to finish the game in 90 minutes. But that will be also very challenging, because Lionel Messi is the type that when he plays, it's not about whether you can mark him out or not. You cannot.
He works half the time.
Yeah, you would have to.
So he will not be a
literally
person
pray.
of interest until something springs up and then he's running at you and all of that.
It will be a waste of time marking someone who will walk the entirety of the game until he sees a space. So they just have to make sure they cut off every single supply that would possibly go to Messi. To have
other teams have done it. I think Egypt did it. Switzerland did it fantastic until Mbolo decided to be an idiot.
Yeah.
About it.
Egypt did it until after the 80th minute. If you put it that way, until after that time, then they just capitulated. But yes, I mean, the general thing is, for England to win, they shouldn't take it to extra time. If it goes there, that's in Argentina's favor. So I expect that the game will drag on as long as possible because of the individual qualities available.
Under 20s, AFCON is coming to Ghana. Expectations of that. Are we prepared? Hosting right, when is that supposed to come up? The minister was here, was mentioning it yesterday as well.
Yeah. That was public knowledge more than a month ago, if I'm not mistaken. It had already been published on GFA's website that Ghana is going to host the Under-20 AFCON. So that would mean that they have to get their facilities up to standard, because the Under-20 AFCON competitions we've seen in the last 2-3 editions have been held in places with very good facilities. Not just the stadiums, but the training pitches.
I've seen very good facilities. Taking a pot shot at the country already before that.
No, I'm just saying, very good facilities. As at now, if we are being honest, Accra Sports Stadium cannot host an AFCON, an Under-20 AFCON. Neither can Legon, neither can Babayara, neither can Isipong. So they have to make the necessary investment to get the facilities up to speed, because you are not just hosting Ghana, you are hosting a number of other countries on the continent who will come and play fantastic football, fantastic youth football. So they have approximately a year to do that. The government have to do some magic, because it's not going to be an easy thing. And usually it's very tough to bid and then actually get the hosting rights for a youth tournament. You need to really convince. So hopefully the government gets the job done in upgrading the facilities before the start of the tournament. If not, there will be eggshells on our faces, and it will not be a good look on Ghana when it comes to making a case to hosting other competitions in the future.
Right then, Bill, quick predictions ahead of today's game. That's at 7 p.m. on TV3 as well.
I feel the game will go into extra time. And as I said, if it goes to extra time, it's in Argentina's favor. So I feel Argentina will nick it slightly in extra time.
Right then, Bill Eshen with the very latest from the world of sports.